I actually visited Camp Century before I knew anything about it. I guess it's just a forgotten story. What we're doing is just taking all those long forgotten reports and looking at them in a new context, that climate is changing. So this buried and forgotten forever mentality isn't appropriate anymore. I think right now the main implication is political. The camp and its abandoned wastes are now safely nestled beneath about 30 meters of ice. Ultimately, there could be an environmental implication if the camp does begin to melt out without any remediation action. But practically what the base was a little city under the ice, carved in a tunnel system about 8 meters or 24 feet below the ice sheet surface. They would cut these big trenches, then build buildings in them, and then put corrugated roofs over them and then bury them again. And so some of these trenches are a kilometer, perhaps 2 long. And they had all sorts of buildings. They had barracks for people to stay. They had a kitchen. They had a little hospital. They had service bays for vehicles. They had a large research section of the camp where they experimented with building a railway underneath the ice sheet surface. They also had the first ice coring rig to drill through to the bed of the ice sheet in that camp as well. Then they also had, of course, they had to produce power, so they had a nuclear generator, and they also had backup diesel generators, so large diesel reservoirs on site. They had unlined sumps where they dumped their liquid wastes, such as sewage and whatnot. All in all, the base supported about 90 to 200 people throughout the year for about 4 years. The original disposal intent of the camp was that, yes, if snow keeps falling on top of the base, it'll continue to bury the base. And then the base will get pushed further down into the ice sheet until eventually it'll start to flow in with the ice and come out 10,000 years later at the edge of the ice sheet. Nobody at the time thought that it would just get buried for another half century or century and then start to melt out and come out at the surface where they'd left it. From our research, it sounds like PCBs, polychlorinated biphenyls, these sort of nasty, very long-lived chemicals that were being produced and used in a lot of substances throughout the 50s and 60s when these buildings were being constructed. Found in paints, electronics, vehicles. It's the longer-term exposure to PCBs and bioaccumulation, which is known to have deleterious effects on the Arctic ecosystem. That's probably the ultimate hazard coming from Camp Century.